Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, we're leaving Barbados and we're going all the way to Jamaica. Jamaica, here I come. I will be making today one of Jamaica's favorite that they make for Easter, which is an Easter spice bun. I want to make this bun for you today, guys. This is one of their favorites. So I have a lot of ingredients in front of me. So instead of going step by step to tell you everything, you know, what everything is, to name everything, that's going to take a little while. I'll tell you what everything is as I put them all together, okay? So let's get started. I have a lot of stuff in front of me, guys, so I'm gonna have to try to go as quickly as possible, step by step. So let's go. Over here, I have some flour, and this is 3 cups of flour I put in here, and I wanna sieve this for you. That is 3 cups of flour. Over here, I have, let me show you, this is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of ginger, and half a teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in here as well. Sieve this in here and just make sure. That's good. This is just like the hard spice that you don't wanna have. So this is what I have in here. So now what I'm gonna do, I also have here 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So we're gonna put the baking powder in here as well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mix all this together. You're gonna mix it, just combine everything really well in here. And then we're gonna set this aside and go on to the next step. Okay? So we're gonna set this aside. So I set that aside. So now, next, that was the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna start working on the wet ingredients, all right? So over here, I have one thing that the Jamaicans use is a dragon stout that they have. This is a Guinness stout. You can use a dragon stout. Dragon stout is Jamaica. We're not in Jamaica, so we don't have a dragon stout. But this is a Guinness. You can use a Guinness, which has alcohol, but if you don't want that, you can also use a Malta, okay? So I'm gonna pour this in here. So that's that. Now I'm going to add some sugar to this, and I have 1 cup of sugar. I'm gonna add the sugar to that. I have my little mixer here, so we're gonna go ahead and stir this. Now another thing that, you know, some people do is they heat this up on the stove so as to melt the sugar, which you can do. But if you heat it up on the stove, just be sure to let it come to a complete cool before you add the flour and so on to it, okay? Now I'm gonna add some other ingredients to this. I have here 1 tablespoon of honey. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. So you can keep track of everything that I'm putting, guys, as I tell you. Over here, this is 1 tablespoon of molasses. We're gonna put the molasses in here. I bought this molasses all the way from Barbados to Jamaica. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon of molasses. I have 1 tablespoon here of browning because you want to give it that nice dark color. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but that's 1 tablespoon of browning. Another thing that they use is jelly. Okay, this is marmalade. I like this because it has the little lemon orange peel inside of it. But I understand that some people say that guava jelly also makes it taste really good, so you can add whatever you want. But this is the marmalade, the orange marmalade. I add that. And this is my ingredients right now. I have here some vanilla mixed essence. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon, not a half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla mixed essence to that. 1 teaspoon. Then I have over here, this is mixed essence. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon to that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just beat this up, and this is it for right now. And then we'll stir this up a little bit just to get my sugar melted in here. While that sugar is working on the sugar, I have here 2 eggs. Over here to the eggs, I have this is about a tablespoon of lemon zest. The lemon zest is good because it cuts the rawness of the egg. So I'm gonna beat this up a little bit right here with the lemon zest. It also gives it a good flavor. So once you beat that up for a little bit, I'm gonna add this right in here. Continue to beat this up. Keep stirring this long enough, guys, to melt the sugar. And then in here I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm just gonna add that to here as well. And now we're gonna combine everything that I have here together. So over here I have 1 cup of raisins, and these are some cherries that I cut up small. Now what happened is, in this bun there's usually lots of fruits. I don't have the mixed fruit, so I went ahead and, you know, got my own raisins, and just cherries is going to be in there. Okay, so what I did with the cherries is I put the cherries, a little wine to the cherries, and I heated up on the stove so that the wine could be infused in the raisins. Okay, and that's what I did, that to get that wine taste a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the fruit, to the flour here. I know this spoon is probably keeping a lot of noise on the thing. So we're gonna mix this in here because we want the raisins to be distributed throughout. So we mix them in. Now here the sugar is melted. Now just make sure that you leave it for a few minutes. You stir it, make sure that, you know, everything is melted in there. Now the next step is to add this liquid to this. So I always like to make a little well right there. We're gonna pour some up. We're not gonna pour all at once. We're gonna pour some at a time, and this is, you're gonna go around your bread like this, because you know you don't really want to overmix flour when you have flour. So you're gonna add some more to that, and we're just gonna go around, keep mixing it in. Remember I told you, Charles, this is how you mix your cake. When you're mixing your cake, you don't want to beat it up too much because it becomes dense. You get all that flour, turn over all that flour at the bottom. You can pour some more in there. And we're going to continue to do the same thing. Just keep turning it around. You're going to put this in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. Then you're going to lower the stove to 200 and leave it in there for another 40 minutes. So altogether this should take about 1 hour. So that's how we're going to do it. Just pour the rest in here. Make sure I got it all. You're going to use the whole batch. Oops, sorry. But then you're going to just do it slowly. Now we're going to mix this in well. Just make sure everything is combined. You just keep going around and make sure that it's mixed in really well. You want to make sure your flour is mixed well, so when you bake it, you don't have white spots of flour left I think this is pretty much, is pretty good right here. And this is what it looks like. So now I have a pan here, and I have my pan grease, and I have some parchment paper to the bottom of that pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in here. This whole thing should make it in this pan. Just remember, you can't fill your pan all the way to the top because you have to leave room for it to rise. And this is more like 3/4 of the way. Let me just get everything out of here. That's it. So now what I'm gonna do for this is I am gonna just put some cherries in here. I don't have the mixed fruit, but we're gonna just use some cherries in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. As I said, I'm gonna put it in at 350 for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I'm gonna lower the stove to about 200 and let it stay there for another 40 minutes. 40 minutes, I'm gonna check it, put a skewer on in the inside to test it, to see if it's done or not. If it comes out clean, it's done. If it's not clean, it is not done. Okay, so I will be back as soon as this is all done. The bread is done. Here it is. It looks good. I just took it out the oven. It is hot. So this is what happened. I left it in there for 20 minutes at 350. I put the stove to 200 for 40 minutes. I checked it. That's an hour. I checked it. It was still a little bit wet on the inside. So I think the stove wasn't like hot enough. So I turned it up to 275 for another 20 minutes. And voila, at 20 minutes, it was all done. So altogether, this took 1 hour and 20 minutes. And that's because I think I may have lowered the stove a little bit too low. So you can put your stove at 275, okay? Now, with this beautiful bread that we have here, I need a glaze to go. Once this is cool, I'm going to take it out and put it on the rack here to continue to cool. But we have to make a glaze that have to go on the top, because you know those Jamaican buns are nice and have that nice shiny glaze on the top. We want that shiny glaze on the top, so we have to do that. So this is how I'm gonna make my glaze. I have here 1 tablespoon of agua, water. I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And I have 1 tablespoon of honey. Everything is 1 tablespoon because this is just this one bread. This should cover that whole thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all 3 of these on the stove, heat it up, combine it all together, and then we're gonna just brush it. Once the bread is cool a little bit, we'll brush it all over the bread, okay? The coconut oil, go back for the coconut oil, is gonna give it that nice glossy shine. So let me go ahead and do this and I will be right back. I just melted the oil, the coconut oil, and the honey together with a little water. So now I'm gonna brush this on the bread. So let's go ahead and give it a shine. And usually it has a nice little gloss going over here. This is good because the coconut oil is good for you and the honey is good, so there's nothing in here that is not good for you. See that shine that it takes on? Makes the bread look so much different. So let me just turn it over. Oh. So I can do the bottom as well, not just the top. I can do the bottom. Okay, is that good? Ooh. And bring it on this side here. So you do this when the bread is still a little warm. And I'm gonna leave it here a little bit longer so that it can cool some more. And then once it's cool a little more, I'm gonna come back and slice it and taste it and tell you what it tastes like. Now it's time for me to slice the bread. It is cool. It has been cooling here for a little while. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make a few slices to the bread. Slicing feels pretty good. The slices feel pretty good. Still warm, so I'm holding it because I don't want it to break. Make one more slice here. Okay guys, so the bread is sliced. Let me go ahead and taste a piece and tell you what it tastes like, or show you what it looks like first. It is still warm. I can feel the steam just still. This didn't cut all the way down. And use a serrated knife when you're cutting. Make sure you cut all the way through it. Okay, that's good. And look at it, guys. Look at your Jamaican spice bun. Now you can see it is nice and moist. You can look at it and see. Okay, that's your bread. That's your bun, not your bread. Now, it's still a little bit warm, but I want to taste a slice for you. It smells so good. I wish you guys were able to smell it. It smells really good. So let me take a piece. No, this is good. Charles is gonna like this. This is good. Well, you have to try this. It is nice and it's moist and the taste is it is really good. I can't wait for Charles to taste a piece of this. You're gonna like it, Charles. It is good and it is nice and it's moist. Very moist. Perfect. Oh. Your girl can bake. Jamaica, I took your recipe. This is Jamaica Spice Bun. This is Jamaica Easter Spice Bun. It is delicious. This recipe is great. Go ahead. You saw everything that I put in there. Make the recipe with me. Write the stuff off however you want to do it. But try this recipe for Easter. You're gonna love it. Guys, this was so much fun. I had fun making this. I hope you have fun making one as well. Don't forget to share, like. If you know some person that wants to make an Easter bun, spice bun for the Easter's next week, so you don't have much time, go ahead and share the video, guys. Share the video. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun as well. Until next time, bye-bye.